All right, guys, so I know a lot of you guys struggle with stress and anxiety when you're in business or school or wherever it is. And sometimes we just go through days and our minds feel like they're a blizzard with racing thoughts and we don't know what to do and feel overwhelmed. The point of this is I'm gonna give you guys a quick exercise that I do where every single time I'm feeling with those negative emotions, I can do this quick exercise in about 10 minutes-ish, and it allows me to completely clear my mind, put myself in a positive state again so I can go to sleep and tackle the next day. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get out a piece of paper just like I have here, and you're first gonna write down worries. So once you have worries written down, what you're gonna do is you're gonna list out everything that you are worried about. Let's say, for example, we're worried about only have one client, not booking any meetings, and then let's say not sure if business will work out. Okay, so now that we've kind of written down what we're worrying about, we're worrying that we only have one client, we're worried that we're not able to book any meetings with new potential clients, and because of that, we're not sure if the business will work out. So step one is now complete, which is to write down the worries that we have. Step two is to write unjustification. And now what we're gonna do with unjustification is we're going to put all of these worries and stress that we have into our own control. And what I mean by that is we're going to identify the actions that we need to take in order to almost guarantee that this stuff happens. And when we do that, we're shifting our fate into our own control. And when we have life in our own control, we're not going to be worried, we're not going to be stressed. Typically, stress, anxiety, and those negative emotions come when we're dealing with things that are out of our control. But if we can shift everything to our control, it'll be much easier to manage these emotions. So, for example, we only have one client, okay? How can we unjustify this being a problem? Let's say, okay, we only have one client, but we've only been in business for 1 month. So we can write only been in business for 1 month. And even though we're off to a slow start, if we continue at 1 a month, in 1 year, we will be making 12 a month, which is 144 a year. And then we can write, and we know business grows exponentially. Therefore, only getting +1 client a month is worst case scenario. So now we're looking at this problem of only having one client, but we can realize that, okay, so we've only been in business for 1 month. If we continue at getting 1 client a month for 1 year, we'll be making $12K a month, and that's $144,000 a year, assuming you're selling a $1,000 a month service. We also know that business grows exponentially, and therefore only getting 1 client a month is the absolute worst case scenario. Once you look at this problem of only having 1 client through this lens, it completely changes your perspective. Your heart rate will drop by 30 beats per minute, and you'll be able to relax again. Now let's do the next one, okay? So we're not booking any meetings. So let's say, for instance, in the last month, we sent out 100 outreach message and we booked 1 and we booked 2 meetings and we closed 1 client, okay? So what we can do is we can say, okay, well, if I send 1,000 messages at current conversion rate, that will equal 20 meetings. And then we can say, even if CVR, conversion rate, cuts in half, it's still 10 meetings. So now we can look at this about how, we're not booking any meetings, but then we can think, okay, like we've sent 100 messages, we booked 2 meetings, we got 1 client. Okay, so if we 10x that, putting this into our control, putting the amount of volume into our control, and we send 1,000, well, we're gonna get 20 meetings at least out of that. Even if our conversion rate cuts in half, we're still gonna get 10 meetings. So now we don't have to worry about not booking any meetings. We can go to bed at night knowing that, okay, we're gonna wake up and we're just gonna grind and send out a ton of outreach messages. So now the third one that we can look at is like, well, okay, now that we've kind of gone through these first 2 scenarios here, we can think, okay, we've been in business for 1 month, we have 1 client. Worst case scenario, if we keep going at this pace, in 1 year from now, we'll be doing 12K a month. Even if clients don't stay on forever, what, 8K a month, that's still 6 figures or just under 6 figures. And the second thing is like, okay, we do have something that works. We do have something that we have proven to be able to get us one client. If we 10x the volume on that, well, we're probably going to get good results. And when you can look at it through this lens and really identify from your anxieties and your stresses what is in your control, and then develop a plan to execute on those things that are in your control, it will almost eliminate those negative feelings, because when you're in control, you're not going to be stressed out, because you're going to know that you're just going to wake up in the morning, you're going to put the work in, and the results will come. So now what I like to do, just to kind of remind myself that I am doing a good job, is I'll also go and write down any wins of the day, and that could be X, Y, Z. And then another thing I like to do is I like to write priorities for tomorrow. And this could be send 100 messages, then 2, 3. Awesome. So that is the little exercise that I do every single time I feel like my head's in a blizzard, I'm cloudy, I don't know what direction I'm going in. I get out a piece of paper, I do this quick exercise, and literally every single time, and I'm not joking, almost every single time after I go through these exercises, I can feel the weight come off my shoulders, and I feel in so much of a better place as I get ready to go to bed for the next day ahead. So if you like this video, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. My vision for this channel is to share all the knowledge, insights that I wish people told me when I was just getting into business, stressed out of my mind, before ultimately heading down the journey and walking the road to growing and scaling multiple companies, and now inspiring people like you to do the same.